Started. Now we're transmitting. Good evening, good afternoon, whenever you happen to listen to this video to see it. My nephew, my oldest nephew, Alexander, is reading the book, The 12 Laws of Spirit by Millman. I think it's fascinating. It's a fascinating book by the author of The Peaceful Warrior, Dan Millman. And I thought of summarizing the 12 laws of spirit. And I looked up in the internet, see if the book was there. But I found the summary of the 12 laws of spirit by Julia Lim. And she posted it on April the 12th, 2020, 4 years ago. So I'm reading what she wrote. No comments on my behalf. The law of balance, 12 laws of spirit. The first one is the law of balance. Finding the middle way. If gravity is the glue that holds the universe together, balance is the key that unlocks its secrets. Balance applies to our body, mind, and emotions, to all levels of our being. It reminds us that anything we do, we can overdo or underdo. If the pendulum of our lives or habits swings too far to one side, it will inevitably swing to the other. You apply the law of balance by noticing your imbalances. The law of balance assures us that those who give freely in the spirit of love and generosity receive in abundance. The law of balance assures us that those who give freely in the spirit of love and generosity receive in abundance. The second law, the law of choices, reclaiming our power. We are both burdened and blessed by the great responsibility of free will, the power of choice. Our future and destiny is determined in large part by the choices we make now. We cannot always control our circumstances, but we can and do choose our response to whatever arises. Reclaiming the power of choice, we find the courage to live fully in the world. You can make choices through your heart and intuitive wisdom, or through fears, reactions, and habits. The third law, the law of process, taking life step by step. Process transforms any journey. Excuse me. Process transforms any journey into a series of small steps, taken one by one to reach any goal. Process transcends time, teaches patience, rests on a solid foundation of careful preparation, and embodies trust in our unfolding potential. The road to happiness is always full of changes along the way of life. Reach one goal, and you only create another. The journey never ends. When discipline and patience join forces, they become a persistence to carry intentions to completion. The fourth law, the law of presence, living in the moment. Time is a paradox, stretching between the past and future that have no reality except in our own minds. The idea of time is a convention of thought and language, a social agreement. Here is the deeper truth: we have only this moment. You can think and visualize the past and future, but you only can live in the present moment. The fifth law, the law of compassion, awakening our humanity. The universe does not judge us, it only provides consequences, lessons, and opportunities to balance and learn through the law of cause and effect. Compassion is the recognition that we are each doing the best we can within the limits in our current beliefs and capacities. The more loving kindness and forgiveness you give to yourself, the more you can give to others. I said I wasn't going to comment, but I will on this one. The more loving kindness and forgiveness you feel you receive from your family and your parents, the more you can give to others. Sixth law, the law of faith, trusting in spirit. Faith is our direct link to universal wisdom, reminding us that we know more than we have heard or read or studied, that we have only to look, listen, and trust the love and wisdom of the universal spirit working through us all. Faith does not require a belief in a religion. It's about trusting the love and intelligence and spirit working through you and all creation. As you live in the light of this law, it will transform your perception and experience. You will find lessons and opportunities in every challenge. Seventh, the law of expectation, expanding our reality. Energy follows thought. We move toward, but beyond, what we can imagine. What we assume, expect, or believe creates and colors our experience. By expanding our deepest beliefs about what is possible, we change our experience of life. Any expectation will attract the evidence of your assumption. Replace self defeating doubts with new beliefs based on clear intention and conscious awareness. Focus on positive outcomes and on our powerful human potential. What eighth, the law of integrity. Integrity means living and acting in alignment with spiritual law and with our highest vision, despite impulses to the contrary. From the heart of integrity, we recognize, accept, and express our authentic interior reality, inspiring others not with words, but by our example. Give conscious awareness to your heart's highest wisdom, our internal reality, then to indulge in random impulses or desires. Integrity means being integrated, knowing and being ourselves, so that our actions are consistent with our highest intentions, acknowledging our weaknesses and drawing on our inner strengths. Ninth, the law of action, moving into life. No matter what we feel or know, no matter what our potential gifts or talents, only action brings them to life. Many of us understand concepts such as commitment, courage, and love, but we truly know only when we can do. Doing leads to understanding, and action turns knowledge to wisdom. The law of action teaches us to overcome both inertia and impatience by our acting out of courage, clear intention, and commitment. Every law contains the seeds of its opposite. There is a time of action and the action of inaction. The 10th, the law of cycles, dancing to nature's song. The world in nature moves in rhythms, patterns, and cycles. The passing of the seasons, the movement of the stars, the ebb and flow of the tides. The seasons do not push one another, neither do clouds raise the wind across the sky. All things happen in their own time, rising and falling, and rising like ocean waves in the circles of time. The natural world dances to the music of change. Like seeds and cycles, so go our lives. You have to end one cycle in order to begin another. Nature teaches everything works together at the right time without resistance. 11th, the law of surrender, embracing a higher will. Surrender means accepting this moment, this body, and this life with open arms. Surrender involves getting out of our own way and living in accord with a higher will, expressed as the wisdom of the heart. Far more than passive acceptance, surrender uses every challenge as a means of spiritual growth and expanded awareness. Learn to surrender by shifting your perspective, shifting your energy and attention from the desire of a smaller will to the wisdom of a higher will. Being like water, flowing and flexible to blend with life's forces rather than struggling against them. The more you let go of attachments, the more you expand into greater freedom and peace. 12. The law of unity, remembering our connection. We appear on earth as separate beings with diverse destinies. As each separate raindrop is part of the sea, so are we each a part of the ocean of awareness, the body of God. Find love and inner peace deep within the highest truth that we are all one family. Live behind the baggage of fear, envy, and resentment. Fly aloft on wings of understanding to enter the boundless land of compassion and love. The law of unity calls forth the great realization that we are one being, one consciousness, manifesting in different bodies. Like leaves are part of the tree. Our world is on the cusp of a shift from competitive self interest to open hearted cooperation in the interest of the whole body of humanity. As global consciousness awakens, we find ourselves in the midst of a transition. It will not be without difficulties. Unity is the completion of all the laws of spirit. Thank you very much, Julia Lim. Thank you very much, above all, first of all, to Mr. Dan Millman. Thank you very, very much. Okay, now to remember the 12 laws. Summary, just the names: the law of balance, the law of choices, the law of process. Oh, the law of balance, no further comment. The law of choices, reclaiming our power. The law of process, taking life step by step. The law of presence, living in the moment. The love, the law of compassion, awakening our inner and our own humanity. The law of faith, trusting in spirit. The law of expectation, expanding our reality. The law of integrity, living our truth. The law of action, moving into life. The law of cycles, dancing to nature's song. The law of surrender, embracing a higher will. The law of unity, remembering our connection. I add to everything. Well, thank you very much. Now, let's see. Oh, just what I said about um, feeling loved and accepted by our parents. I can't give it to myself. It doesn't work that way. It hasn't for me anyway. It may for you, and if that's the case, so be it. But for me, I feel the love of my parents in me, inside of me, and that makes a difference. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's why I said what I said. Thank you. Well, seems like I'm still recording. I'm not sure.